Well, after last week's video about the top 5 scumbags in this hobby, by the way, if you didn't see the video, I'll leave a link in the video description and on a card at the top right corner. I think I should calm it down this week and tell you my 5 top reasons why you should buy a metal detector. To be part of the team, hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell so we can continue the journey forward together. This is exciting news, it really is, guys. I've been with a certain landowner for 5 years, and like me, he's a charitable guy. The whole family does a lot for St Catherine's Hospice, and that hospice is based here on my east coast where I detect. So when he knew that I was raising £50,000 for cancer research, he said to me, "How's your 50 grand going?" And I said, "I'm going to do it this year. 12 years it's taken me. It'll be nearly 13 by the time I do it, but I'm going to do it this year." He says, "Congratulations, mate." And he gave me a brand new piece of land, which I never even knew that he had. 95 acres. 95 flipping acres I didn't even know he had. And it's in a really good area. Well, here's my fact number 1 of why I think you should buy a metal detector. How many hobbies actually pay back? Actually pay back what you invest in the hobby. Usually hobbies cost you money. You don't get anything back as a reward apart from maybe the enjoyment or whatever. But this hobby has a strong possibility of paying you back. It might be that somebody calls you because they know you've got a detector and they ask you to find a set of lost keys or an engagement ring or anything like that, for example. Or maybe you're detecting on the beach. Rings fall off fingers because of the cold water and the fingers shrink when they wash their hands in a puddle on the beach. They come back without a ring and they don't even realize it. There are several ways it could pay back. Maybe you'll find a super rare coin. Maybe you'll just find a few ordinary coins that people have just lost from a pocket spill on the beach. There are hundreds of ways it could pay you back. So that's my number 1 on a list of 5, and I'll give you number 2 in a minute. Now, I tried to take a photograph of this, but I could not get on the photograph some of the detail. Those lumps and bumps on that side are pale green and blue, and they glisten. But I'm not sure if I can even show that on video. So I have no idea what that is. It looks like there was a hole just there, but they're lumpy and bumpy, and I'm not sure I can do it justice on a video, but let's see what you make of that. Well, it's a bit windy here, but look at this. This new permission has just given me a spindle whorl, and it's probably around Anglo-Saxon. It's a big one, large hole, the right shape to be an Anglo-Saxon. So that's, you know, really, really early, 6th, 7th century, something like that. And I'm really happy because I love spindle whorls, and it's been a long time since I found one. Hey, reason number 2, I believe you should buy a metal detector is because it's good for our mental health. Yeah, it's really good for our mental health. A number of people who tell me they enjoy the peace of the quiet, the nature, the birds singing, finding something in the ground is a bonus.
The real treasure here is being out in this environment, getting fit, getting exercise, looking at this like beautiful, lovely scenery that's going on behind me all the time. Honestly, it doesn't matter so much if I don't find anything. That doesn't bother me about doing this. If I'm in a place like this, I'm happy. This is brilliant. I love it out here.
So whether you're doing it for the hobby to pay for itself or just doing it for the peace of mind, the tranquility and the mental health, there is no other better reason. Maybe that one should have been number 1 in the list. Well, that looks like it's pewter to me. I don't know. It's definitely not lead, but it's got a lovely design on it. I don't know what it was, and what a shame I've broken it as I got it out of the hole. The other side is hollow, as though it's been pressed, but it isn't pressed metal. It's too old for that. But I'd like to know what that is. Reason number 3 I think you should buy a metal detector is because it's so flexible. For example, it allows you to meet a lot of new and interesting people associated with your hobby. But then again, I suppose so does any other hobby. But this one's a little bit different. You can either have it like number 2, solitary, peace of mind, tranquil, good for your mental health, or you can mix with all sorts of people right up to 11 or 12 or 1300 people on a big detecting rally, camping, having a barbecue and beer in the evening, if you're the sort of party animal that really enjoys that sort of stuff. Not only that, you get a chance to meet interesting people who are not in the industry, in the hobby. And these are people in the public, especially on the beach. The 2 most popular questions I ever get asked are, have you found any treasure yet, mate? And number 2, hey mister, how much did your metal detector cost? And when I tell them and show them all the stuff I found, the parents are usually thinking, oh no, I've got to buy a metal detector. So that's my number 3. Well, look at that, a tiny little medieval buckle. And just look how nicely decorated that was. Isn't that fantastic? I love it. And now another buckle and a threepenny bit. 1942, George VI. Reason number 4 I think you should buy a metal detector is because of the holiday, vacation opportunities which you may not have had the opportunity to do before. What I mean by that is I go to new places. Last year I was invited to go with a group of 4 people called the 4 King Diggers to Holyhead in Anglesey. We had a great time, camping, fishing off a boat, doing all sorts of fun things that blokes together do, and I would never have been invited to do that if it hadn't been for this hobby. I've also been invited to many countries and many counties in this country to go and do things I would never have done before as a holiday. So if that's your thing, take up metal detecting. Well, just a piece of lead, but it's an unusual piece of lead. Look, it's wedge shape. It's got the V at the top and a hole through the middle. What on earth could that be? If you know, please tell me. I really do want to know. Hey look, I'm going to show you how difficult this is to dig. The soil is okay, but it's just so full of rocks. Everywhere you look, it's really tough. And if you think you've got a clear space, you put your spade in, it's a rock underneath. It just goes on and on and on. Well, a piece of lead, 2 inches long, 3/4 of an inch wide, 3/4 of an inch deep, flat on the bottom. I think that was probably a projectile around about the Roman period. That would have been fired from a catapult, you know, a large one. I might be wrong. Reason number 5 I think you should buy a metal detector. If you consider reason number 1, 2, 3 and 4, but you're thinking to yourself, how much is this going to cost me? I can tell you exactly, because there's always something to meet everyone's budget. My personal sponsor, friend and dealer is Regton's, and I always suggest you go to Regton's. And here's Nigel to tell you a little bit more about what he can offer you.
Regtons.com, sponsoring the man with the hat.
Regton would like to welcome you to the wonderful world of metal detecting. With our expertise and advice, we'd like to help you, the customer, to choose the correct equipment for your needs. You can visit us at our modern purpose-built showroom here in Birmingham, where you'll be shown models from all well-established manufacturers from around the world. We have over 90 different models to choose from, and we'll be happy to discuss your needs and answer any questions. To complement your detector, we also have accessory search heads, tools, headphones, carrying bags, pinpoint probes, and can boast one of the largest selections of books, all on display. This year we helped organise field training days all over the UK for both XP and also Garrett users. These were very well received and allow us to show users the correct way to detect and get the most from equipment. Please feel free to visit us at our showroom in Birmingham, or if you prefer, online.
Well, as you can see, Nigel in that video looks a lot younger, and the video is 12 years old. But I think you've guessed that because of the quality of the video. I've suggested he makes another one. Anyway, for a bonus for you, number 6 reason why you should buy a metal detector. And this is the one I've found which was really most useful for me, because I didn't like schooling too much. I hated geography and I hated history. Since I've been detecting, I have learnt so much more about the world and about history than I ever did at school. Do you know all the kings and queens of the UK? I do. There's my poster on the wall, which I made. You can have one of those. Do you know the Roman emperors and empresses in chronological order? I do. I made one of these big posters, full colour, and they're available to you too, link in video description. And all this has come because I have found so many things, and I've used the Facebook groups and the advice of experts and mentors. Yes, I've got mentors to help me find out what these things are, where they came from, what dates they were, what do they mean, what about these things, how did they get to be in the ground in the first place, where did they come from? And all this has expanded and broadened my knowledge of history and geography. But if you like history or you want to learn about history, this hobby is fabulous. So now the bit you've been waiting for. That is the coin hat giveaway. Now, did you enter last week on that video? Because if you did, your name could be drawn out right now. And I hope you are going to be lucky. Let's do that now. Yes, let's get right down to the bit that you've been waiting for. Last week's video, if you remember, actually it was quite popular. That's the top 5 scumbags with metal detectors. So I'm using the pick a winner feature from my browser extension, TubeBuddy. There it is, pick a winner. And if you entered last week, then good luck to you. And if you want to enter this time, because you haven't entered before, you need to put your comment in the appropriate section, but include the hashtag #CoinHatGiveaway. Make sure you spell it right, and please make sure, if your name is chosen, that you claim it. We're having so many people who don't claim, and it's a missed opportunity for those who do check and would like to claim, so it's really not fair on them. This week's winner is Ambient Girl Relic Hunter. Brilliant! Hey, congratulations, thank you very much for your support. I know you are a supporter. You very often leave a thumbs up and sometimes share too, which I really appreciate, so thank you for that. You deserve that. Contact me in the video description with all your details so I can post it off to you. And don't forget, don't be a stranger, everyone. Subscribe, like, share, and I'll catch you next week. To be part of the team, hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell so we can continue the journey forward together.